Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad an abduhu wa rasul. Amma ba'd fa'auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear brothers and sisters watching online, Assalamu alaikum. This will be a short khutbah on what is currently happening to the women of Afghanistan. It's going to be short because thousands of articles have already been written, and I myself have given more than one khutbah on the rights of women and on education in Islam, or what Islam or what the Holy Quran says about knowledge and education. And truly and honestly, I'm not sure what more can be said on the matter. I feel it's been exhausted. And so the only thing we can do is demand action from those who have the power to effect change in this world. But the will of those people in this matter seems to be very, very weak. I want to recite a chapter of the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 79. The English translation says, "Woe then to those who write the book with their hands, then say, this is from Allah, so that they may take for it a small price. So woe to them for what their hands write, and woe to them for what they earn." In this verse, Allah warns that those who try to distort the Holy Quran or change laws for their own benefits, like attaining power, will be punished. The Taliban, I am sure, will be very high up on a long list of so-called Islamic rulers and governments who fall foul of this warning from Allah in the Holy Quran. Last week, as many people know, it was reported that the Taliban, who last year took control of Afghanistan through violence, have banned girls from attending primary school. Added to the previous higher education ban, this now means that girls in Afghanistan have no access to education at all. The Taliban went further and banned any woman from teaching in schools, meaning millions of women and girls have been denied basic human rights by so-called leaders who are pretending that this has something to do with Islam or Islamic rule. Since forcibly taking power, the Taliban have put severe restrictions on all aspects of women's lives and mocked international outrage by continuing to restrict women's rights without the worry of any action from the rest of the world. The UN simply stated that they were deeply alarmed. And the G7 said this action may amount to a crime against humanity. How they could not be certain of that boggles my mind, at least. Whilst Pakistan's foreign minister simply said that he was disappointed. I wonder how he'd react if his daughter was denied basic human rights, whether it'd only be disappointment. What a great way to show the Taliban that they can do what they want without retribution, with impunity. And all the while statements of disappointment are read out in the press by those people who could make change, girls, women have been banned from going to school, banned from teaching in school, banned from working for NGOs, banned from traveling without a male within their family accompanying them, banned from being involved in politics, banned from speaking publicly, banned from life. Afghanistan has been turned into a prison for women. And banning them from working from NGOs means that those charities are having to stop crucial aid work in the country, potentially affecting 28 million people and putting them in grave danger. As the world, especially other Muslim nations, watch on, we're in danger, we're in real danger of losing an entire generation of women and girls to this barbaric so-called leadership currently ruling Afghanistan. These laws are designed solely to imprison women and destroy the notion that they have any rights. They are erasing women from Afghan society, with an estimated 49% of the population being women. The Taliban are attempting to wipe out half its population right in the open view of the rest of the world. One Kabul University student who was interviewed by the BBC after the ban, she said, "They have destroyed the only bridge that could connect me with my future." And Malala Yousaf, who was shot, who was herself, as we know, was shot by the Taliban for daring to want to be educated, tweeted saying the Taliban may lock all the classrooms and university gates in the country, but they can never lock up women's minds. I fear that she may be wrong on this occasion. The mental health damage on those girls could be devastating and long-lasting for this and future generations of women in Afghanistan, as the rampant enslavery of all women by the Taliban gathers pace, while the international community looks on and releases press releases of condemnation that takes no physical action. The Taliban themselves are gleefully manipulating the world with lies that the bans are and were temporary since they took power in the middle of last year, and that they would reopen schools once they had established procedures for how girls could attend. And of course, the deadlines that they had set passed with complete silence, and no school was ever reopened for girls to attend. I guess for the Taliban, in their warped version of whatever religion that they follow, that lying is not haram. I'm going to end there because words at this point make no difference. I can stand here and talk for 20 minutes. I have done in the past about women's rights in Islam, about the importance of education in Islam, about the rights to education and the rights to a life. But it makes no difference. You can read 1,000 articles, 100,000 articles on this very issue. Every single day, new information is coming out. The banning of women working in NGOs, I read just this morning. Without action from the relevant governments in the Muslim nations, the UN, the G7, nothing is going to change for these women. And they have no future. I'm just going to end with one last thing, and we all know this because everybody said it a million times. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, said, seeking knowledge is mandatory for every Muslim. Not every man, not every woman, not every boy, not every scholar, for every Muslim. But it is clear that the Taliban believe that their rules are above that of Allah and above that of the message of our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Thank you.